So we all know that Wano is hilarious, but what I want to talk about today is without a doubt the funniest thing in all of Wano, and that is Luffy versus Kaido from Kaido's perspective. And you knew it was coming, so walk with me, alright? You are Kaido, king of the beasts. And one day you're just sitting around minding your own business, and then you see a newspaper written by this crazy old bird person called Big News Morgans. And the newspaper says that this rookie called Mugiwara no Luffy was just in Whole Cake Island, and he was causing chaos everywhere he went. And he caused so much problems for Big Mom that Big News Morgans is actually calling him the 5th Emperor of the Sea. And naturally, this offends Kaido, okay? Because there's never been 5 emperors. There's only ever been 4. And now this bird person is saying that this rookie, this little kid, this cracked out weirdo, this guy is standing shoulder to shoulder with people like Kaido, King of the Beasts, Big Mom, Shanks, for God's sakes. Absolutely not. This does not sit well with Kaido at all. But he continues to mind his own business, and that's when out of nowhere Big Mom shows up like, Kaido, listen, those lunatics came to my island. They caused problems everywhere they went, and I want revenge. They said something about coming to Wano next, and Kaido was like, they can come to Wano if they want. I'll fade every last one of them. They can absolutely come here. But Big Mom wants to start an alliance. Apparently, she really wants to take this guy seriously. She says, you know, they basically destroyed my entire island. I want revenge, and I don't think you should take them lightly. And to be honest, I really think you should take them seriously, Kaido. But Kaido's just like, you know what? I don't give a damn. Fine, if you want to join an alliance right now, you know, we used to be crewmates together. That's fine. You can stay here in Wano, but I am not stressing, okay? That's what Kaido says. So Kaido keeps minding his business. One day he leaves his castle to do some drunk dragon shit, and this is when the lunatic that was in the newspaper shows up out of nowhere and punches Kaido right in the face, which is crazy because Kaido was in his dragon form at the time. So I'm imagining this from Kaido's perspective, like, okay, who is this? And why would he try to punch a dragon? A drunk dragon. Kaido is very openly an alcoholic, so everything he does it drunk or he doesn't do it at all. So he is out and about in Wano in his dragon form and just drunk as hell, and that's when a lunatic punches him right in the face. If I was Kaido, I'd be like, who are you? And why would you think that punching a drunk dragon is a good idea? It doesn't do much to Kaido, though. It makes him stumble a little bit, but Kaido goes back into his regular form, and then he squares up with the crackhead. And this guy looks ridiculous, but he also looks angry. For some reason, he's ready to run Kaido's fade right then and there. So Kaido's like, whatever, that's fine with me. And Kaido knocks his ass out in one hit. Now imagine being Kaido, all right? This is the guy in the newspaper that you were so offended by. He shows up on your island and challenges you to a fight, and then you knock him out in one punch. And while this lunatic is unconscious, he is still giving you a death glare. But Kaido still knocked him out in one hit, so he is just not impressed at all. But he's still surprised and appalled at the audacity that this crazy lunatic would just run up to him in his dragon form and just punch him in the face. Like, Kaido's like, okay, wow, well, these YNs are getting crazy. And for him to still just be giving Kaido a death glare, I know Kaido is like, you know, you're insane, but I like the spirit, all right? So I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna put you in jail. And that is exactly what Kaido does. He says, you know what? With some time in the clink, you might come around. And then maybe you can even join my crew when you're finally ready to admit that I am the strongest. So Kaido puts his ass in jail and does not think about him for like 2 weeks. And Kaido continues doing all the shit that he was doing in Wano. Namely, he's preparing for the Fire Festival, which is this big-ass party that they're gonna throw in Onigashima. It's Kaido and his business partner, Orochi. They're the criminals that took over Wano about 20 years ago. And at this point in time, Kaido's starting to get annoyed with Orochi because Orochi will not shut up about the samurai from 20 years ago. Orochi swears that they will return, and it's something that they should all be prepared for and worried about. And Kaido's like, are you stupid? Like, why would ghosts from 20 years ago show up now of all times? Like, we have been doing horrible things in Wano for 20 years. Now the ghosts decide that they want to come back and fight us again? Shut up. So Kaido's not worried at all. He's just ready to get to his party. So they keep doing all the preparations. He calls up his main homies, King and Queen, and all the Toby Roppo, and they're like, listen, there's some lunatics on this island. I already beat their captain, so I don't think we have too much to worry about it. Let's just party. Let's just get drunk. That's all I want to do. So fast forward to the day of the party, okay? Keep in mind, the Beast Pirates they're a massive pirate group, okay? Like, there's the Toby Roppo, there's King and Queen, and then there's thousands of just, like, underlings that they have in attendance at this party. So everybody's just having a good time. Kaido's giving a speech. But then, the ghosts from 20 years ago that Orochi was bitching about, they show up and jump Kaido. Stab him in the torso, and Kaido's like, what the fuck? Wow, okay, so I guess this is happening. So Kaido beats up all of the samurai ghosts, okay? He doesn't know what's going on, why some of them look like they haven't aged at all, why some of them who were still in Wano decided today was the day that they have just had enough. Like 20 years later, like, yeah, I think we could beat Kaido now. It's appalling and strange to Kaido, but he's like, it does not matter, none of you can beat me. So he beats everybody up and he starts heading to the roof. Their Big Mom is waiting for Kaido, so they continue to beat up all the samurai ghosts until they literally cannot get up off the ground anymore. And that's when the lunatic that you threw in jail 2 weeks ago, he calmly walks onto the roof and he's like, I'm ready to beat up everybody. He's got his swordsman with him and a cyborg person with a metal arm. It looks like he's got metal powers, and the cleanest person you've ever seen in your life is also there. You're like, I don't know who any of you are, but that guy has got that shit on. Still doesn't faze you as Kaido, by the way. And remember, you are drunk this whole time. I don't think you've been sober since these lunatics showed up, to be completely honest. But you're still drunk and you're still having a good time because you know what? It's a party. Sometimes fights break out. You know what I'm saying? You think you're about to go up to the roof and settle this so you can go back downstairs and keep drinking and get back to your party. And then all of a sudden, the lunatic you threw in jail 2 weeks ago shows up to the roof and he's like, yeah, I'm ready to fight too. So you start mocking him like, I don't know how you got out of prison or what you've been doing, but why do you think that you could? And before you can finish that sentence, he punches the shit out of you way harder than he punched you the first time you guys met. He punches you so hard, you struggle to get up off the ground. You're like, what the fuck? What was that? Who taught you how to do that, Mugiwara? What is going on? So now everybody starts jumping you. You realize the green-haired swordsman that the crackhead brought up with him onto the roof, he's got the sword of Odin, the guy who almost beat you 20 years ago. You're like, okay, be for real. Am I getting jumped by ghosts? Is that what's actually happening right now? What is going on? We interrupt this broadcast to tell you about our favorite sponsor of the channel, which is Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. Both Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co are both Japanese snack subscription boxes, and with Tokyo Treat, you can look forward to each box containing a variety of full-size, fun, and exclusive Japanese snacks that are only available in Japan. Sakura Co, meanwhile, is a Japanese artisan snack box, which means they support local Japanese snack makers. So each box contains 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including teas and tableware. And I hope you guys are ready to have a Merry Christmas, because the theme for Tokyo Treat this month is a very merry snackmas. And 'tis the season to be snacking. This month, Tokyo Treat is bringing you festive cheer and a limited edition holiday box packed with sweet Japanese snacks and wonderful winter delights. Snacks like the Kit Kat white chocolate crepe, sour cream and onion waffle chips, premium Ghana holiday chocolate truffles, salted cheese cookie, and many more. And the theme for Sakura Co this month is holidays in Hokkaido, inviting you to celebrate the holidays in Japan's northern prefecture, Hokkaido, which means you can look forward to snacks like the Hokkaido milk manju, honey apple mochi, Hokkaido milk Danish, Hokkaido strawberry chocolate cookie, Mount Fuji senbei, and many more. And this all pairs well with the Hokkaido Genmaicha tea. And this month's tableware item is a Shanzui flour dish. The sour cream and onion waffle chips were definitely my favorite from the Tokyo Treat box, and the strawberry chocolate cookie from Sakura Co was delicious. And of course, if you check out the booklets that come with each box, you can learn all about all the snacks that you'll be receiving, as well as any allergen information that you might need. So if you think this all sounds delicious and you'd like to get a box for yourself or for someone you love, check out the link in my description and use code Mugiwara to receive $5 off your first Tokyo Treat or Sakura Co box. A very special thank you to Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co for sponsoring this video, and an equally special thank you to you for watching this video. And with that, we are back to the show. And the fight goes on for a while too. So long, the crackhead even decides to take a nap for a second. And everybody agrees to give him enough time to nap so that he can wake up and keep fighting. You're like, this is insane. Okay, you guys are crazy, but I'm gonna just keep beating everybody up. And so that's what you do. Eventually, everybody understands that they cannot beat you. So they start breaking off into their own separate fights with other people, okay? You've spooked everybody else, except for the crackhead. The crackhead wakes up from his nap and is like, yeah, you guys go ahead and take care of Big Mom, King, and Queen. I don't care. You guys do whatever you want. I have Kaido. I'm gonna beat up Kaido, which, to be honest, is a little bit terrifying. Imagine you're Kaido, okay? Imagine you're Kaido. They came to the roof to jump you, and you beat up all of them, only for one of them to say, you know what? I think I can beat him 1v1. Why? Why do you think that? Honestly, if I was Kaido, I'd be like, you know, there's no reason for me to believe him, but I don't know, he might have something. I don't know what happened between ass whooping 1 and ass whooping 2 that made you understand something. I don't know. What do you know, crackhead? What's going on? So you engage in a vicious 1v1 with the crackhead, and you still beat him up. You beat the dog shit out of him, okay? He is pretty much dead. And what was crazy is Kaido was starting to have a little bit of respect for this crackhead because he kept getting back into the fight, all right? You know, you had something, but you're not on my level, okay? You should have knew that before you even came to the roof, okay? So he's pretty much dead. And while he's on death's door, Kaido throws him into the ocean, okay? That's what Kaido does, and Kaido's just like, now I shouldn't see that guy ever again because that is the ocean, all right? For devil fruit users, that's a death sentence. Hell, as strong as Kaido is, if he jumped into the ocean, that might be the end of him. So you know the crackhead's done, okay? You beat him to within an inch of his life, and you threw him in the ocean. That fight's done. So you turn around to deal with whoever else you need to beat up, and that's when you realize that your son is there, ready to run the ones with you. You're like, why? What the fuck? Why? It's bad enough that while I was getting jumped, you didn't do anything to help me when it was a 20v1, but now you decided, you know what? I think it should be a 21v1. You ain't shit. It really do be your own blood. But Kaido starts fighting his son, okay? And this fight goes on for a little bit until suddenly, and this is, I swear this has to be the funniest part of the entire fight. While Kaido is fighting his son, this is when the crackhead that Kaido threw into the ocean, not 12 minutes ago, comes out of the ocean riding a dragon. And then he punches Kaido right in the face. Now, for real, I need you guys to think about this. You are Kaido, King of the Beast. You're supposed to be the only dragon in the One Piece world. You beat this crackhead up to within an inch of his life, and you threw him into the ocean, and he came out of the ocean riding a dragon. What the hell? That's why the first thing that Kaido says when he pulls up on Luffy is, Mugiwara, where did you get this dragon? Who is this? Like, Kaido is perplexed and he needs answers, but Luffy's dumbass is just like, shut up, dummy. I'm gonna be king of the pirates. And Kaido is like, do you ever explain anything? Am I ever gonna get any answers out of you? What is going on? There should not be another. Who is this? Who is this dragon? And you know what the first thing this crackhead says when he comes back to the roof riding the dragon? He looks at your son and he's like, hey, I got him. And he tells your son, go do other shit in the party. I'ma fight Kaido. The dragon that the crackhead was riding on flies off into the distance. So it's just, again, you versus the crackhead. Now, this is when I would actually start to get a little bit scared. Like, hold on, wait a minute. I beat you up 3 times in a row, back to back, threw you into the ocean, all right? And you came back fully confident that you can beat me in a 1v1. He might have something, that's all I'm saying. Like, I would for real be a little bit scared. But Kaido isn't scared. He keeps running the ones with this crazy lunatic, and he for real is fighting a little bit harder again. It's like he did it. He's really getting Zenkai boosts. Every time he gets beaten within an inch of his life, he comes back and hits even harder. Kaido doesn't know what's going on. And this is when the respect starts coming back into Kaido. Like, he's like, I have no idea what's going on, why you are fighting so hard. I met you today. I don't know what this grudge match you have against me is, but you know what? I like how you fight, crackhead. Let's go ahead and have a good, clean match, and let's settle who is the strongest once and for all. But as soon as you say that, one of the government assholes that were at the party jumps up, grabs the crackhead, and that lets you get in a cheap shot that seals the win for you, which heats Kaido up immensely. First of all, I know that Kaido is regretting letting any feds into his party. Like, I get it, it's a party, everybody's welcome, let's just get drunk and have a good time. But the second you saw the government at your party, you should have kicked him out, Kaido. You knew that you should have kicked him out. They were never gonna do anything good at this party. So they have now ruined your chance to have a good, clean fight with this crackhead. Because with that attack that you have just given this crazy lunatic, it looks like he is actually just dead this time. His heart has stopped. There is no life left in his eyes. This makes Kaido upset. Kaido is just like, why did you do that? I knew I was probably gonna win anyway. I mean, hell, it's me. I was definitely gonna win, but still, I wanted, not like this. Why did you do that? And the government asshole doesn't say anything. He's just like, yep, I did what I did, and I'm ready for whatever punishment befalls me. So Kaido doesn't even let him finish his sentence. He just takes all of his rage out on the government asshole, takes him out too. But it is officially over at this point. Like, Kaido looks down at this lunatic, and he's not breathing anymore. His heartbeat has stopped. There is no life in his eyes. It is absolutely over. Kaido would throw him into the ocean just to be sure, but he's scared that if he does that, this lunatic is just gonna come out of the ocean riding another dragon. So he's just like, I'ma just I will leave you here. We'll just let you stay right there. I know you're dead, so it's fine now. I'm gonna go back downstairs, let everybody know that, you know, Luffy has been taken care of, and let's just get back to getting drunk, and we can all just have a good time. So Kaido goes back downstairs, and this is when he realizes that everybody else that was on his side, they're just gone. King is gone, Queen is gone. A bunch of beast pirates that were on his side are now fighting with the lunatics for some reason. So Kaido's like, I was gone for 30 minutes. What happened while I was upstairs? But Kaido's like, you know what? It doesn't matter because Mugiwara no Luffy is dead, okay? He is dead. It is over. There is no more fighting left to be done. And you guys can just get out of here if you were on his side because we have all won, okay? He's done. And just imagine being Kaido, all right? You have successfully murdered the lunatic that's just been running around, crashing out, dismantling governments, freeing entire civilizations, basically just for funsies. Everywhere he went, you have killed this guy, okay? You finally ended his reign of terror. But then, as you are giving your victory speech to all your troops, you feel the craziest hockey you have ever felt in your entire life coming from the roof, where you just left the dead crackhead. And that's when this giant hand comes crashing through the ceiling, grabs you, and pulls you back to the roof. This is when you see what the source of that hockey was. It's the lunatic that was dead not 5 minutes ago. And now it looks like he has gone Super Saiyan. But not just Super Saiyan, the most unserious Super Saiyan you've ever seen in your life. He is laughing like the Joker as he bounces around like a lunatic. The whole time, crazy hockey is just surging from him. You're like, what the fuck is going on? So part of you is happy. You're like, you know, I didn't want to win like that, but what are you, Super Saiyan Bugs Bunny? What's going on? And he just says, shut up, dummy. I'm gonna be king of the pirates. And then he starts beating the shit out of you in the most unserious fight that you have ever been in. He is jumping rope with you in your dragon form. He's running around, bouncing. He's swinging off of lightning bolts. Nothing is making sense. And what's worse is you are finally sober. You were sober when he came out of the ocean riding the dragon. So you've been sober for a minute now. Now it seems like you must have took some magic mushrooms because none of this shit is making sense. The only thing you can think of is that his devil fruit awakened, and you're like, but even still, like, he had the rubber fruit. What part of rubber does any of this bullshit? So Kaido just accepts it. He's like, I am not gonna understand any of this. Let me just squabble up. Let me just deal with this guy so I can finally go back downstairs and get a drink because this is crazy. So Kaido keeps fighting him, and at this point, Kaido is 100% giving it all he's got. Like, he's done underestimating this crackhead. Kaido goes to give the lunatic a final blow. He goes to attack him with his strongest attack, and he asks the crackhead, like, what are you here for? Like, why are you fighting this hard? Okay, I met you a couple days ago. You should not be fighting this hard. What are you doing this for? And the crackhead is just like, I just want my friends to eat. If I'm eating, I want them to eat. And then with that declaration, he punches you so hard, you fly into the crust of the earth. You fly into the center of the earth into a damn volcano, and then that volcano erupts. The fighting is officially over. I don't know if this is because Kaido was actually defeated, or if this is when Kaido was like, yeah, I'm done. I am absolutely finished. There's no way. You're gonna beat my ass and then put me in a volcano, and then the volcano's going to erupt. I've been fighting motherfuckers for at least 4.5 hours on this roof, okay? And in the real world's timing, we've been on this roof for 2 years in Wano, okay? I know people are tired of tuning in every Saturday just to watch me beat people up. You know what? He got it. He's got it. He has it. He has it. I'm not getting out of this volcano. And just like that, the fighting is over. It is done. There's no more fighting left to be had. He had so many questions. I know Kaido had so many questions, and none of them got answered. Absolutely none of them got answered. I hope we see more of Kaido in the future. I hope that that wasn't the end of him or Big Mom. But that's what happens when Luffy shows up to your island. So in a couple of weeks, Kaido went from being on top of the world, the head of a criminal organization, in charge of people as dangerous as Doflamingo, and being a major contender in the race to become the Pirate King, only for all of that to be ruined by a crackhead and his band of lunatics getting involved in a country that they had nothing to do with. We will absolutely be talking about Wano in its entirety on this channel eventually, but I just wanted to go ahead and get this out of the way. I see a lot of people wanting me to talk about this, and actually this was the very first thing on my channel to make it kind of blow up. I talked about it in like a small section on one of the earliest videos on my channel. Like, I think it was like 5 underrated One Piece funny moments. And that was the perspective of Luffy versus Kaido. So I figured I'd just give it its own video so people can come back to it whenever they want. But that's about it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.